train harder, work harder, hang out with guys that are a good fucking vibe, that aren't bringing you down, that want to work hard, make something of their lives, and stop complaining and just get on with things like a good old-fashioned man. Welcome back, brother. These are 6 dark habits that earn you respect, not attention. Number 1 is you don't talk about your feelings anymore. And there's a lot on the news about guys on mental health, like this isn't good, talk about your feelings, there's people there for you. Realistically, that's for a different type of people. That's for 90% of guys. That's fine. They need to talk about their feelings. If they don't, they're going to get too upset. If you want to join the 1% of men that actually make something of themselves in the world, you're going to have to get used to not talking about your feelings, because you're going to have a lot of bad ones and you're going to have a lot of bad days. It's your responsibility as a man to be the guy that just turns up and gets through it and gets it done. When people say, oh, how are you right now, man? How you feeling? You put on that brave face and you say, you know what, mate, I'm good. I'm doing well. Because I know every day I get a chance to wake up. I get a chance to go again. I'll get a chance to train hard, a chance to make more money, a chance to turn everything around. And that's what you need to learn to say. And that's one of the habits that, yeah, it is a dark habit. It's not something that's recommended. In an age where people tell you to talk about your feelings, talk about your problems, realistically, you have to set yourself up every now and again and just give yourself a bit of a reality check that a lot of the time, the things that you're complaining about, it's only bad because you're making it bad in your head. There's people, there's kids that have cancer. There's kids that have to wake up every day going through chemotherapy. There's people with no house, no roof over their head. There's people that have just lost a loved one. So you have to ask yourself each day, is this actually worth complaining about? Has one of those bad things happened to me today? And if it hasn't, you smile to yourself, you pull up your fucking big boy pants and you get on with it. That's habit number 1. Stop complaining. You don't need therapy. You don't need a therapist. You don't need your missus looking after you. You don't need your girlfriend looking after you. All you have to do is get on with your life. Train harder, work harder, hang out with guys that are a good fucking vibe, that aren't bringing you down, that want to work hard, make something of their lives, and stop complaining and just get on with things like a good old-fashioned man. And that's something I've had to learn again and again in my life. I've had times in my life where I've become a bit fucking privileged, where I've started earning really good money, and I've bought into that philosophy of like, oh, you're working too hard, because people tell you it, right? Your missus tells you it, your mum tells you it. You've done well. Of course I've done well by other people's standards, but have I done well by my standards? And they say to you, you've done well, give yourself some time off. Take some time off, relax, you need to calm down, you need to not work so late. And at the end of the day, it's no, I do need to, because I'm the one. I am the one that's going to save everybody. The reason you live like this is because of me. The reason why you'll never have to worry is because of me. And if that means I have to worry, if that means I have to be anxious and nervous to myself, if that means I have to be a little bit depressed sometimes and I have to work myself to the bone and maybe I don't quite live as long as everybody else, then it'll be worth it. Worth it to know I did my all, worth it to know I did my best, worth it to know I looked after everybody else. And if you're a man watching this video, that's one of the hard versions of reality that you need to hear, is stop fucking crying to yourself. Stop fucking being a baby. Turn around, get it done. Number 1, completed. Number 2, let me have a little sip of coffee. And a little bit of this. This is called brain juice. This brain juice from the wild elderberries of the Trion galaxy is actually combined with some blue trebulon. But that's a very good focus unit right there. It's focus juice full of blue trebulon, which is actually the most digestible form of trebulon. But anyway, number 2, a dark habit, is to learn to fight. Learning to fight, and sparring especially, will gain you so much respect. The best way to network with somebody is by punching them in the face. Time and time again. You do not bond with brothers. You don't bond with anyone as well as with fighting. Fighting is that part of your life that's going to feel hard to do, and most people will just accept that you're not going to be a fighter, that it's dangerous, that it's risky. Most people will encourage you not to do it. Most of the women and the sort of caring people in your life will encourage you not to do it. But it is one of those habits that if you get into it, it will give you more as a man than anything else you could ever imagine. It will give you more feelings of fulfillment after those sparring sessions, more feelings of peace and meditation than you could ever imagine. And if you're at a lower point of value right now to other men, if you spar with other men, that's one time where you just put aside any ego, you put aside any social standing, and you just fight. And after that, if you fight well or you fight bravely, even if you're not very good, people have this sort of unspoken respect. So for me, when I'm talking to people that I've just met, if it's at a sparring class, these same people could have come up to me in a club, they could have come up to me in the street, they could have come up to me at a restaurant or messaged me on Instagram, and I wouldn't have ever replied or given it any notice. But after we've sparred, we've shared something together. And after that point, you'll sit down post-sparring when you're a bit fucked up and you'll chat about things, and these people actually become your friends. And so one of the most important things you can do as a man is fight, is learn to fight. It will change your life. It is that actual hard thing in your life as well that makes everything else feel easy. You get a little black eye and you rep it with some respect. And also it just makes networking so much easier. Number 3, another habit, is making a joke out of everything. Becoming unfazed by sort of darkness in your life and just making a joke out of everything, not being the serious one, being the guy that can just stare down really any situation and make light of it. You see this a lot in the military. Like, people can take a lot from you, but if they can't take your sense of humour, you always have that as sort of a weapon, as sort of a defence. And you'll gain so much respect for this because everyone else will lose their shit. And other people will look at you, and if you're just totally calm, you have to learn as a man to actually manage your own emotions and not go with pack emotions, pack psychology. Normally, most people are like sheep. So when everyone else starts worrying in an office scenario, they start worrying. When everyone else is worrying at the airport, they start worrying and acting the same as everybody else. You have to learn lion mentality to be different to everybody else. When everyone else is going to shit, losing their minds, you remain cool and you make a joke out of it. One of my favourite characters for this is Deadpool. Like, it doesn't matter how dark the situation is, Deadpool has always got a joke. Like, Ryan Reynolds' character in Deadpool has always got a joke. They made him a little bit too gay in the last one, but in the first one he was fucking awesome. I thought it was a fucking very good movie, that. Number 4. Stop explaining yourself to people. Sometimes no just means no. And you don't have to give a fucking explanation about it. You have to be able to just say what you're going to do and not explain it to other people. You don't owe people an explanation for how you are living your life. If you live your life in alignment to become the best version of yourself so you can better look after other people, you owe nobody an explanation, and you will become far more respected if you stop giving an explanation. I very rarely give an explanation now. My answers are short. I don't feel guilty about things. I do things for myself. I do things selfishly. I am the number one in my life. Because with me being the number one in my life, it allows me to better look after people. Whereas a lot of you will say your girlfriend might want you to go for dinner or to a friend's party on a certain day. And you'll say to her, yeah, all right, babe. Oh, actually, I don't think I can make it because, you see, I've got this thing with Johnny and then I've got to do all this work and all these things, and I think I'm going to just say no. I just say, babe, I can't make it. Busy. Why? Doesn't matter. Why? Shut up. Why? All right, see you later. I'm going to my other girlfriend's house. No, but a lot of people, they try and get a rise out of you. They try and get a guilt trip out of you. And if they know they can't do that with you, it's another guy like Bill in my house is very good at this. Bill just runs his life on his schedule, same way I do. And he didn't always used to be like this, but he is now. It's like, Bill will not stay up with us to watch a movie. He doesn't care how fucking good the movie is if he wants to go to bed. He doesn't care how much fun we're having. He doesn't care if we're getting a pizza and he doesn't want one. He just lives life on his fucking schedule. And that's what I fucking do as well. It's like, I don't explain myself to people. It's my life. I'd live this life to be able to do whatever I want, whenever I want, with whoever I want. And if you're not on that list, I'll say no to you and I don't owe you an explanation. I don't owe you an apology or an explanation for living the way I want to live. And as soon as you can cut those out, people will start to respect you far more, especially women. Like, you don't owe them an explanation of things, especially when women shit test you. Why didn't you call me until now? Come on, sweetheart. Like, you're graced with my presence. Be polite, be nice, or we won't talk together. And a lot of guys will instantly be like, oh, I was working hard, like, babe, sorry, I did all this and this and this, that's why I couldn't call you. Or it's like, no, you don't owe anyone that explanation. You don't owe anyone an explanation to these things. Just say what you're doing and leave it at that, rather than having to try and fix a conversation with someone to try and make somebody like you. Let people not like you. Let people think you're a bit brazen and a little bit cold. It's a better way to be. I actually prefer people that way. I hate people pleasers. I hate people that I can see are openly trying to please me. I like it when somebody's a little bit rude, because I think, all right, if you're like this, at least you're like this to my face. At least you're being like this now, so I know you're being real with me, compared to someone who's always super, super nice and kind of friendly. I just think, I don't fucking trust you at all. And I think a lot of guys are like that. My final point for dark habits that gain you respect is just control everything. Don't let other people decide for you. I prefer to just be in control of everything. And doesn't mean you can't delegate jobs, you absolutely can. But I just hate letting other people try and figure things out because they're so slow. And I just prefer to take control of everything and be at a point where I can take responsibility for how the ship turns out, for where the ship sails or where it goes. So with everything, I just take control, and it gains you a lot of respect, especially when you take on that pressure and you back that pressure and you deliver on that pressure without any issues, compared to like a lot of people will leave decisions to others, what to eat, where to go for a movie, what movie to watch, what thing to do inside their business. They want advice. They want other people to answer the difficult questions in their life. I like to control everything. Just control things and back your own decisions. The more you can do that, the far more respect you'd be. Everybody loves someone that could just come into a room, tell people what to do, figure out a solution to the problem and quickly get it done, rather than have to talk and consult with loads of other people. So that's what I do in my life. And hopefully, even though those habits are a little dark and not as light-hearted as my usual videos, if you use them, you will become a man, an olden days man. You become a man of old, when men had respect and values and they fucking worked hard and they punched each other in the face and they made each other bleed, instead of the fucking flower fucking poofy generation we live in today, which is chopping their own cocks off. Which I don't think that's ideal. I think that's unwell. I mean, if you chop your own genitalia off, you have a mental illness of severe levels, very severe levels. You shouldn't have enough time in your day to worry about what has that camera gone off? It's all right. You shouldn't have enough time in your day to worry about what gender you are. You shouldn't have enough time in your life to be asking the questions. You should just be living so hard, so fast, with so much on your mind, other than sitting around bored because your life's too fucking easy, because people have told you to go into your emotions and into your emotions and into your emotions so many fucking times that you've got yourself all confused. No, I'll tell you right now, you are a man. You're just a man. You've got a willy. You're a man. You've got a pussy. You're a girl. Now, you can do some things that men do. You can do some things that women do. But you don't need to chop your genitalia off. You don't need to go after the opposite sex. You need to work really fucking hard for becoming someone that you're proud of. And don't worry about any of that. But why don't you become a fucking multi-millionaire and then worry about that? Why don't you do that? Why don't you try that? And I'll tell you what, by the time you get there, life will be so fucking good, and you'll be enjoying it so much and be enjoying the attention you've got. Now you've got a sick physique, you've got a fucking cock, you've got millions of dollars, you're going to be smashing birds, I guarantee. But no, you're trying to take the easy way out. You're going through all the emotional turmoil of, oh, am I a girl or a boy? Am I a girl or a boy? Oh, I fucking like boys, I want to be done the arse. Yeah, you don't need to think about that. You've got bigger fish to fry, mate. That's why survival of the fittest is so important, and that's why we've got such a weak generation, because survival of the fittest has been out the window for the last 50 years. People just been able to live like being weak as fuck. So yeah, that'll probably get a few people upset, but oh well. Guys, it's been a pleasure, and I'll see you on the next one. Fucking rip your head off.